Hello, today I'm going to show you how I tie-dyed this gravity hoodie. So this was kind of like a fan fold, but a little bit looser version of it. So it just kind of looks like a gravity flow this way. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to note about this really quick is that this is inside out. This has been spun dry, so you can hand wring it as well, but it is damp. And I'm just accordion folding it kind of in like a loose fan, just kind of accordion folding on a slight circular motion, if that makes sense. But what I want you to know is that this is inside out, and that's important because if you don't flip it inside out, one side will be a lot different than the other side, especially with hoodies. So I do this a lot with my t-shirts as well, but when you're using a hoodie, you have that fleece lining, and if it's not inside out, one side is going to be a lot darker than the other side. So don't forget that important step. Here I am shoving it into a gutter. This gutter is about 3 feet long, and I'm adding the ice. So I'm gonna do dye over ice for this one. I used one color for this hoodie. It was my first experiment actually with this color. It's a really popular color in the tie-dye community called Mindbender. And if you go to shop for it, it is from DyeSpin, I believe. If you go to shop for it, there's like 3 different kinds of Mindbender. This was just regular Mindbender. I didn't know there were other kinds. There's Mindbender X and there's Mindbender B. This is just Mindbender. So now you know. Anyway, so I'm just sprinkling this on. I wasn't too heavy-handed on it because I wanted to see those splits, and you'll see that in the end result as well. But so I'm just sprinkling that on here. I am pretty impressed with this color. I think it's fun. I also got Candy Pop, which I will say is like basically the same. So I probably wouldn't get Candy Pop and Mindbender. I feel like they're too similar, but anyway. Here is the rinse out process. Again, that fleece collects a lot of color. So this is a long rinse out process. When you've got a hoodie settle in, you're probably gonna be there 10 to 15 minutes with rinsing. So if you're in the market for buying a hoodie, just know what you're paying for is a lot of time and effort. And that's why they cost a little bit more than when you just go to Target. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyway, I'm rinsing in cool water. I'm trying to get as much of that extra dye out as I can. Then I bump it up to hot. And after I've rinsed it in hot water, I start to apply the Dawn dish soap. So here's the hot water. I like to kind of do the hood and then do the sleeves one at a time, and then kind of work my way to the body. So it's not just one big clump. I actually do have a little bit of a rhyme or reason to this. Some people with their hoodies, they just throw them in the wash like that and hope that that rinses out. And that works, but you won't have as good of splits. It'll be a little more muddied, which, you know, if you're over it and you're like, I cannot rinse this one more time, then there's an option for you. So here I just added the Dawn dish soap, and more color is coming out. My head keeps getting in the way. I apologize for that, but you can believe me when I tell you there's more color coming out, and you can see that fleece area is getting white. That's because the dye is no longer sitting in there, and that part won't dye, obviously. Here is that final result. It turned out so pretty. The flow was so cool. That's that color I was telling you about, Mindbender. It's a purple that splits blue. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please reach out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. I do tutorials like this twice a week. I also go live on Saturdays if you want to join me for that. If you are new to tie-dye or you're seasoned in tie-dye, I have a link below for a free printable for 12 folds for tie-dye. I made it really pretty. It's a gorgeous little ebook. I also have an Etsy store. If you liked what I had today, it might already be gone, but you can always pick up something else. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.